yeah, that stubbornness and that hard-headedness is why I'm here today, you know. And I don't recommend everyone to do things and not make strategic decisions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be yourself, follow your instinct, follow your guts, follow, you know, follow whatever it is that you want to follow, because a lot of times we're so busy listening to everyone chat about what you should do, who you should become, where you should go. Yes, it's great to listen to people and get at their advice and their input on what you want to do, but it's also very important to listen to yourself, because at the end of the day, when you lay your head on that pillow, it's just you, regardless if you're sleeping next to somebody or not. It's just still you. You know, you're with your thoughts, you're with your mistakes, and you're with your regrets, and you're with, you know, your what ifs. It's just you laying on that bed. So you make sure you listen to everyone else, but also keep an open mind that at the end of the day, it is up to you to make that one important yet radical decision. You have to make this. Sometimes you got to make radical decisions in order to get from here to there.
100%. And child, I'll tell you, just the feeling you get after you cut that toxic person or toxic thing, and you start to breathe, and you start to, those clouds start to go away. The clouds of, like I said, that, like you said, that grief that you feel after you cut that person away, it starts to go away, and then you see another bright little door just pop up.
Yup. and once that happens to you, you just be like, oh, this is what happens when I close doors.
That's why.
To unnecessary things.
Yep. And that's what happened with me with Witty Gritty. Because I was in a toxic relationship. I had cut that off. And literally Witty Gritty came after the pandemic. It started back up. And I had got put on for just, you know, a couple of projects to help out with. And then the position, like I said, was available. Michelle told me to send in my resume, and I did the interview, and I interviewed, and they had saw a couple other people, and then I had gotten a second interview, and they were like, well, Marcus, you're kind of already doing, like, because what I was doing on those projects was already the job.
Talk about getting your foot in the door.
It was already
you had your foot in the door.
Right. So then I was put in the position more on a full-time basis, and then I got the position, and here we are now. But it happened after I cut that one toxic person off, I think, literally. And I started, like, after I cut that person off, I started manifesting and looking for a job, because we were all looking for jobs, I would say, after quarantine, and like the city started opening up more, and you know, things like that. And things happen when you just put that energy into the universe, that positive energy into the universe, like, and put that work in as well. Like, I've done so many different jobs, from cleaning toilets to just from working with people who make so much money I can't even know what to do with. You know what I mean? So I've worked with kids, I've worked all over the place. You have to put that work in and be okay not being where you want to be at that moment.
Yeah, we have to learn. I think I said this to you on the phone the other time we were speaking. I said, we have to be okay without being okay. We have to learn how to, you know, be in an uncomfortable position. We have to learn to deal with discomfort. We actually have to train, or I think we should train ourselves to be uncomfortable, because a lot of times so many of us are so comfortable where they are, that it is hard for them to take the jump. I spoke about the jump in my last YouTube video with Sebastian. You know, most people are so afraid to take the jump because you're afraid you're afraid about how you're going to land. You don't know if you're going to land foot first, head first, back first. You don't know. The uncertainty is the fear, but you have to let that go. And how do you let that go? You have to, you know, be able to have a positive mind, do the positive self-talk every single day, like I was telling you I was doing. Tell yourself you are beautiful. Tell yourself you can do it. Tell yourself you are worth it. Look around you and say, if this person is making 65,000, 70,000, $80,000 a year, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? The only difference is the amount of action and the amount of work people put into what they want to do in order to get there. Yes, absolutely. Some people have to work a little harder than others. I understand that, but still, we all have 24 hours in one day, and just, again, it's all about prioritizing and saying to your friend, well, I can't go to this party today because I have a job application to fill out, or I can't go to the restaurant with you today because I am broke. That's a part of living, but you can't.
Yeah.
A lot of times we say yes to our friends. We go out, even if it's, going to McDonald's. If you don't have the money, you don't have it. Just say, I can't go out today. But most of us would say, well, I don't want to tell my friend I can't go out. So you go and you spend the last $5, and now you have another situation to deal with, and you can't even go to that friend and ask them for that $5 and that food. So you have to be honest with yourself and be able to say, no, I cannot do it. Not today. We set it up next week, and I'm jumped into this topic and kind of navigated around away from what we were talking about, is because I once struggled with that. Actually, I struggle with saying no to people. I struggle, with letting people know that I couldn't do it. I struggle with, saying to people, well, can we schedule another time? I struggle with that. And then I struggle with it so much. I put myself on this diet, right? It's not a food diet, but it's let me think about it diet. So every time somebody asks me something, I say to them, let me think about it. Let me look at my schedule. Let me see what I can do. Because before I was always jumping into, just saying yes and yes and yes. I call this, and I call this to jump into rescue people. Because every time somebody asks me to do something, my first reaction is to just jump in and rescue them. And when I say rescue them, I'm not talking about, go save a life. I'm just talking about, like, if someone says, Miriam, I need $10, my first reaction is to take my $10 and give it to you, not keep 5 for me. And I struggle with that. So I went on this diet where when anyone asks me for something, I always say, let me think about it. And guess what, boo? When I started with the let me think about it situation, I started to see people for their true color, because people were so used to me saying yes, 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 yes. So when I wasn't even saying no at this point, I was saying, let me think about it. The let me think about it killed them. So I said, well, what happens now if I say no? Like, what are you gonna break down my door? So when
Blocked.
remember the first time, yes, I remember the first time I said to someone, let me think about it. It was like the end of the world. It was like the end of the world. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I have done everything for you. I have actually tried to help you with everything you've ever, and I'm not saying this because I'm on here, that you've ever asked me to do. And now I'm telling you, let me think about it. You have an attitude? No, that was the first straw for me. And that was the moment where I realized, wow, let me try telling someone else, let me think about it. And I did do that. And it just, the more I did it, the less and less people started to ask me for favors. And the more I saw that those people for who they are. And it's crazy because I always say I don't have friends, and most people will say, well, don't say you have friends, you do have friends. So what I mean by me not having friends is that, I believe that people that I meet that come into my life, and people watching might disagree with this, those who I meet become family to me. And I feel like we are not going to have a relationship to that level of you being there for me and me being there for you. And I'm not talking about you asking me for money and me asking you for money all the time. I'm just talking about that emotional connection and checking up on each other and seeing how your day is going from time to time. If we can't do that for each other, then we are not family. Mm-hmm. So this is why I don't have friends. And most people will say, what do you mean you don't have friends? Well, now there goes my definition. Does it make sense to you? So when I started to tell people, let me think about it, I started to lose all these friends that I had, because now I wasn't, able to do wake up at 3 in the morning and pick up their phone call to an emergency they had. I wasn't, leaving. Yeah, listen to this part. I wasn't calling out of work to go help. Yes, I was missing out on money. I was calling. Yeah, yeah. Look at you looking at me like that. You want to come to the camera and smack me? Yes, I wasn't calling out of work anymore to go and do somebody a favor. I wasn't shifting my schedule anymore to go and be there for them. So once I started to do that, little old Miriam became the bad person. And that's why I sat there and I said, I've been doing this for years. What the hell was I thinking? But I
Right.
said to myself, I made a promise to myself, and I said, I will continue to be a nice person. I will continue to be a warm-hearted person. I will continue to love even harder every single second that I get. But I will not allow you to manipulate me. I will not allow you to discard me. I will not allow you to use me. I will not allow you to toss me in any way or form that you feel like it. And I definitely will not be the bigger person to the same person twice. I will not. So if I was a bigger person the first time, the second time, you ain't getting that from me. You're going to be the bigger person. If you don't, it just shows me that you don't care about our relationship. So it ends there. But I will love you from a distance. No hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to become all of this, Marcus, in order to become all of this, Marcus, I had to be honest with myself. I had to be honest with myself. I had to step inside of the truth. The truth. And stepping inside of the truth it wasn't cute. It was painful, rather. Very painful, because now I had to just be brave with, and okay with people walking out and walking away and saying whatever they please doing. I had to be honest with myself to be doing what I'm doing right now, and, not to brag about this. And this is what most people say before they brag. Yes, I'm bragging, but not to brag about this is that once I started to even do my YouTube and I started to work back on my book that I've been, meaning to publish for years. Why didn't I publish this book? I was asking myself all the time, because I didn't have my priorities straight. Did I have the opportunity? Yes. Did I have the chance? Yes. Did I have the money? Yes. Did I know the people? Yes. But guess what? It starts from me. I wasn't ready, just like how you wasn't ready before. So now that I started doing all of this, everything just came to me. People started to attract me. And I was like, why is this nice, kind person talking to me about this and is giving me this kind of opportunity? But then, like I said to you, you attract who you are. And when you're that, of a kind person, when your heart is pure, when you have good intentions, you will attract those same people into your life. And that's why it's so important to manifest, because once I started to do that, I started to attract everyone and these people that I was attracting, they were right there in front of me. I just didn't see them because I was so blinded. I didn't see the job. I didn't see the opportunity. I didn't see the potential, in me. I saw absolutely nothing, and I was tired of having potential. I was tired of people telling me, Miriam, you have potential, and now it's funny. People ask me, Miriam, can we go on your channel and talk about it? And I was like, yes, come on, let us talk about it. Let's talk about it. I like to, as much as I like to talk, I would love for you to come on here, talk about yourself, let out whatever you're keeping in. Maybe this might be, for example, like you said, your first interview, your first YouTube video. It doesn't matter. From here, you might make a millionth YouTube video after this. So I'm just glad to open that door. After this, you might just go out there and just, one of your videos might go viral, for all I care. Anything can happen at this moment, but at least you had that one step. Someone gave you a chance. And I believe so much in giving people chances, because I've always had been given a chance. I continue to get a chance every single day. I'm here right now. God gave me a chance to breathe. The universe let me do what I want to do. The internet is giving me an opportunity to sit here and just run my mouth for hours. My friends and family are being so supportive to me and of me. People who understand will understand. People who will watch this 1 hour video will watch it. And people who won't, because I will not cut my video down to 20 minutes because that's what's in trend. I've watched YouTube videos for 2 hours. You know why? Because I was interested, because I was, loving the topic that they're discussing at the moment. So, being your true authentic self and the power of manifestation, I still can't pronounce that word right, and the power of being honest, goes beyond and above the measures that you can ever imagine. And again, I'm going to say this 1,000 times. You have done all of those things. And that's why you are sitting here today and being able to tell me the story that you're telling me. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you. You know, part of it, I'm just grateful. I'm very grateful for you and just life. And a very wise woman once told me, you know, whenever you get a chance, and you know, you go home, just look around.
Oh, yes.
Don't say anything. Don't turn on the TV. Look around your surroundings. Whether it's the studio apartment that I was in, or the one bedroom, or wherever I'm at, look around and look at and see the blessings. You're breathing. There's a roof over your head. There's people that love you, or you know, you might be at an event or something. Like, just look around
Mhm.
and take that moment in and be grateful about it and thankful, grateful and thankful. And
I think you nailed it
you know,
right.
live in the moment.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the what do they say? You nailed it right on the point, or the bell, or whatever you call it. And I say that to say because again, in my last YouTube video, we spoke about, you know, having gratitude for what you have, appreciating what you have, you know, loving what you have, even if you don't have it yet. Manifest, you know, it into your life and pretend like you have it, you know. And when you pretend like you have this thing, sometimes, you know, it's, you know, you're so close to it, you can almost taste it. Like literally,
Yeah.
you know,
Taste it,
and
smell it,
smell it
feel
or
it,
feel it or
everything.
whatever, imagine it. If you, like I said before, I have a vision book, not a vision board, where I cut out pictures and put into this book. And I was so surprised that everything that I put in that book for the last almost 6 or 7 years, I have accomplished all those things and more. So let's just, you know, get into the habit, and let's make it a lifestyle of loving ourselves. Let's make it a lifestyle of appreciating our four blank walls, appreciating that one bedroom we have, appreciating that studio we have, appreciating that, you know, sharing the room with someone else. Appreciate every single thing in your life. Appreciate, you know, your body. And that's very important. Appreciating your body, appreciating who you are from the inside out, not outside in. Work on your inside first, and then it'll reflect on your outside. We have to understand that very well. It doesn't start from the outside to the inside. It starts from the inside to the outside, because what the work on the inside is so powerful, so powerful. It is the one that gets you that job. It is the one that tells you, go out there, you can do it. It is the one that tells you how beautiful you are. It is the one that, you know, uplifts you when no one can. And even if you can't uplift yourself, that thing inside of you is what's going to uplift you every single moment that you get with yourself. So we have to understand the importance of having gratitude. Have gratitude 24 hours and 7 days a week. I'm not saying you won't have bad days. I'm not saying you won't feel down. I'm not saying you won't feel like it, but after all of that, getting your feelings, you know, give yourself, depending on the circumstance, 2 to 3 business days, like I give myself, or yeah, that's what I give myself to get upset. 2 to 3 business days and I'm
Amen.
over.
Yes.
But if it's that tragic, give your time to give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to feel it. And because I really, honestly, this to deviate off of what I was saying, I believe in feelings a lot. I believe that if you're going through something, a lot of us try to, you know, do other things to kind of cover up the hurt and the shame and everything. I feel like be ashamed, be hurt. You know, you have to go through that in order to learn whatever lesson it is that you learn. It's almost like jumping from one relationship to another one, right? Most people do it because they don't want to feel the hurt from the other one. But what we don't realize is that you're carrying this baggage with you. Like you're dragging this baggage with you the whole time. You're just dragging it. And guess what? You might have someone in front of you that is beautiful, someone in front of you that cares, someone in front of you that is ready to hold you down, someone who want to hear you crying, but you can't see that. You're so blinded because you have dragged this baggage with you. You have dragged this baggage with you to a person that does not deserve it. So let's learn how to take care of ourselves. I cannot say this enough of how important it is to have self-love. It is not easy. I know that a lot of us speakers and whoever might come on this media, a lot of us talk about self-love and how important it is, but we don't understand the work. We don't explain the work it takes to get there. I'm going to be honest, it takes a lot of work. Like you said before, when you first started the self-love, you wasn't on 10 toes completely. You started probably with one toe, right? And to stretch that, even to make it a real reality, sometimes you'll be on that one toes for 2 years because it's hard. And after another, and then in 3 years, you'll probably be on three toes. And you tell yourself, man, I've been doing this self-love thing for a whole year. A year is not one day. That's 365 days. So you have to be patient with yourself and be gentle with yourself and reach out to those who you know for sure are there to listen to you at no cost, not to throw it back in your face. Not to remind you every single time of how weak you were when you went to them. Go to people that you know that are there for you to listen very carefully. You can spot these people very easily because once you talk to someone, you kind of get a feeling. Twice, you get another feeling. 3 times, you get a feeling. So when you feel like this person is just listening to your struggles to go gossip about it and to make it worse, remove yourself peacefully. You don't have to lash at them. You don't have to scream at them. You don't even need to let them know that you're letting them go. Just let them go because you're doing all of this for your own inner peace, right? I'm not going to get into that inner peace situation, but we all understand it is very, very important to have your inner peace. And this is why I don't argue. We get into altercation. You say what you want to say. I say one thing and I'm done because I'm not, I want to protect my inner peace as much as I can because I love myself that much. I don't love anyone more than I love myself. I'm not planning to do that. I wish to never do that. I wouldn't even love my own husband more than I love myself. I would not love my own partner the way I love myself. It's not happening because when that person leaves through death or separation, what happens? They take half of you and they go with it, right? And now you have to start from the bottom to the top.
And sadly, that it happens a lot. Like
it does. Because love is blind, and
right.
It's not wrong, but just to protect your inner peace and to protect yourself, try to leave a little room. And most people might say, well, when you get in love, you got to be all in. Yes, that's me. I'm all in. I'm not 1 foot out. I'm just saying, I will not love you more than I love myself. That ain't happening. And I'm only able to sit here and say that because I did it before. You got to learn from the mistake. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying,
And you know what? You have to forgive yourself.
Yes.
You have to forgive yourself if you make that mistake. Because you will. It's going to happen.
Yes.
I'm full of bruises. If I don't have physical bruises, but
no, the heady ones are the most painful ones. Yeah. And we have to, and you brought this thing up, which is very important. We have to forgive ourselves. It's very important to forgive ourselves, but how do you forgive yourself? First, you must be honest with yourself about the situation in order to forgive yourself. And I also want to let people know that a lot of times we spend so many time actually trying to forgive the other person. No, the forgiveness, you have to start with yourself. You must forgive yourself before you forgive the other person. When you forgive someone else, you're actually also doing it for yourself. We don't forgive people for them. We forgive people for ourselves because when you forgive, it brings you a peace of mind. It brings you closure. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to get the closure from the person. Please.
Right.
Give yourself a closure because sometimes when you go to this person for a closure, you're asking them to disrespect you even more. Because what is going to come out of their mouth is not in your control. So try to forgive yourself. Try to give yourself a closure. Every breakup and situations don't require a closure from someone else. It doesn't. Let it go. Be at peace with it. Put your broken piece, make peace with your broken pieces. Yes,
and
make
I'm
peace
all for
with your broken pieces. Oh,
I'm
yeah, I wasn't
blocking.
for it before, but now I told myself, I said, I might have to think about blocking now.
If it upsets you to see the person, if it brings back old memories that just are tragic, and if it puts you in a state, block that person.
I say the easier way to say that, I say anything that disturbs your mental health, get rid of it. Yeah. So if all the things that you describe, if it's doing that to you, If blocking is what is going to help you move forward, do it. If moving is what's going to help you move forward, do it. If you got to go to the whatever it is to protect your mental health, please do it. Because we have to understand, once our mental health is screwed up, I want to curse so bad. Once it's screwed up, it takes work. You might need a therapist, and that's money coming out of your pocket, and that person that puts you through that is not going to pay for you to go to therapy. Matter of fact, they don't even know what you're going through. They just probably they're living a life.
They're living their life
and
happy.
Yes. And we could be positive and say, oh, maybe they feel bad about it, but you don't know, and that's none of your business. Now you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself. You need to forgive yourself first before you forgive that person. And please, ladies and gentlemen, another thing, when you forgive someone, you don't have to tell them. A lot of people, you have no idea how many times I've seen this. People actually calling people or texting them and saying, I want to let you know that I forgive you. No, you don't need to tell them that you're forgiving them. You are just starting another problem. Forgive them and move on.
You just want to talk to
doesn't
that
need
person.
to know that you're
Look, that's just you want to talk to them.
Yeah, Amber doesn't need to know you're forgiving them. Amber probably doesn't even care if you're forgiving her or not. Forgive them for yourself. They don't need to know. This all comes from self-love, and you have to be spiritually, there to manifest all these things into your life. You have to really understand the power of healing, and because when you're healing, you manifest, you understand the power of that. You begin to become honest with yourself, and then you become very authentic. You find your own way and your own route of what you want, how you want people to talk to you. You finally realize and tell yourself, okay, my new friend, Robert, is being a little rude to me. So before you would have just lashed at Robert, but now because you're in a peaceful state, you call Robert to the side and you say, Robert, I did not appreciate how you talk to me. You see how simple that is? That's it. But back in the days, in your past life, you would have been like, what the hell is wrong with you, Robert? I'm about to, want to take it outside. Like, no, all that energy is just going to drain you, is not for you. It's not you. And
raise your blood pressure, all that other.
That's all some insurance money coming out of your pocket. See, why would you want to put yourself through all of that? And last but not least, I just want to let everyone know that, please, whatever you do, take care of yourself. Worry about you first. I'm not saying don't worry about your family members. I'm not saying don't walk around careless. I'm not saying be a negative person. I'm not saying carry your old baggages with you for eternity. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying take care of yourself first. I'm saying, it's okay to let go. It's okay to, to have a new beginning. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to unlove someone, and it's okay for that person to unlove you. It's okay to, be the best you can. And, and what other people think is none of your business. What John thinks about you is none of your business. Your business is to work on yourself every single day and every moment that you open your eyes, and be grateful that you opened your eyes. Attack that dream. Go for that business you want to go for. Hang out with those friends, and do whatever it is that makes you happy. And it's not an easy process for most of us. This is something that you have to do through lifetime, and something that you have to actually work on overnight when everyone is sleeping, but it is very doable. And I'm only sending this message out to the whole world because I know that you can do it. So if you're in a situation where you feel stuck, tell yourself you're not stuck. No, none of us is stuck. It's just a matter of making that one decision, taking that one step forward. Marcus.
And that one step can lead to many other steps, and many other doors to walk through and explore. And you may walk through a door and you're like, this isn't for me. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
So just move on to the next.
Move on to the next. I think we're gonna end off on there. And Marcus, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate you so much, guys. We're gonna have an after party after this. I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna do, but we're gonna have to have an after party after this. And he's so happy and I'm so hungry. Now you know what we're gonna do. Eat. So thank you for coming on here. I will definitely put his Instagram and all his information under this YouTube video and also on my Instagram. And please subscribe for more update on the talks that we're going to have in the future with me and Marcus and all my other guests. And don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and do not forget to comment. If you have any questions for Marcus, please feel free to contact him through his DM and all his information that I'm going to put under the video. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to contact me. And we're here up for, of service if you need. So thank you again to the whole world for watching. Thank you for those who have been supporting us the whole time. And thank you, Marcus, 1,001 time for coming on here and making this such a beautiful experience for me. Thank you so much for opening up and letting us know so much personal things about you and so much about what you've been through. And I'm sure someone out there is going to be able to understand the power of being authentic, the power of being honest, the power of manifesting. And this is why he is who he is today. And I know he has bigger things coming for him because to be honest, where he is right now, he wasn't in that same spot when I met him 3 years ago. Either was I. So we have both grown into our true selves, but we had to be honest with ourselves. We had to be authentic and stay authentic. And we had to manifest every single day. It is a full-time job. You cannot stop, take a break, but you got to come back to it. Believe in yourself to the fullest. Thank you, Marcus. And do you want to give them anything else to sleep on?
Well, maybe we can take it out on take him out on one of the greatest, just, I'm not going to use a curse word, but I'm going to take it from the queen herself, Mother Rue. If you don't love yourself, how do you think you can love someone else?
That's it. I think we're going to close up on that. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect someone to love you that much? It's got to start from you, right? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.